This morning, we continue our coverage of unsolved murders. Today's cold case is now 40 years old. Beth Miller was a teenage girl from Idaho Springs, now presumed dead. Investigators think that she was abducted and murdered, but to this day, nobody knows for sure. Here's 9 News crime and justice reporter Matt Jablow and photojournalist Tom Cole.
I called Mom, and she told me that Beth was gone, that they couldn't find her, didn't know where she was. She left to go jogging that morning and was never seen again. I decided if they can't find her, I'm going to find her, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do.
In the summer of 1983, Beth Miller was a 14-year-old girl on a mission.
She had been accepted into a varsity basketball program, and she wanted to be in shape.
Family members say every day that summer, Beth left their home in Idaho Springs to go jogging. And every day she returned home, except for the day she didn't, August 16th, 1983.
Since the search for Beth Miller began,
friends say Beth normally went jogging with at least one other person.
I jogged with her a couple of times.
But this time, she went alone.
I'd like to ask everybody if they have seen anything anywhere that might help us locate Beth, to please notify your local law enforcement officers.
When Beth's parents reported her missing, a massive and well-publicized search was launched in the air and on the ground.
Around 100 people from Idaho Springs in Clear Creek County are assisting in the effort. Even a few on horseback have joined in.
Despite all that, Beth's body was never found, but the investigation continued and continued and continued.
I would ask my parents, have there been any good leads, or do they know anything more? I didn't know where that was. I've looked all over.
Frustrated with the lack of progress in the case, Beth's older sister, Lynn, eventually decided to take matters into her own hands.
I had to be on the inside. I had to know the leads that were coming in and the tips and just all the information. I wanted to be a cop, and I wanted to be an investigator on Beth's case.
And that's exactly what happened. 8 years after Beth vanished, Lynn became an Idaho Springs police officer and then joined the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Department, where she led the investigation into her sister's disappearance and presumed murder.
I was glad I was the lead investigator, but it really took its toll on me.
Lynn worked on the case for about 7 years and at times thought she was close to solving it.
Absolutely.
We haven't came up with anything promising at this point.
But she says the initial investigation, conducted well before she took over, was so badly bungled that it was impossible to complete the job.
I really think we would know what happened to Beth if it had been investigated correctly.
A 2007 grand jury report about Beth's disappearance appears to bolster Lynn's claims, pointing to documents and statements that were lost or destroyed and jurisdictional disputes that were at fault for slowing and eventually sabotaging the investigation.
I'm still angry. I wish we had been able to finish what we started.
Now retired and living just outside Durango, Lynn says she still thinks about Beth often.
She was just cute. She was nice. She was funny.
A young life lost.
She was just barely 14 years old.
An adult life never lived.
I still wonder if Beth were alive, how many kids would she have? And just what kind of a person would she be?
40 years later, Lynn says she continues to hope that Beth's remains will one day be found.
I believe in God.
And she prays that anyone with any information about what happened to her little sister will come forward while they can.
Please, please, don't take it to your grave. Don't take it with you.
Matt Jablow, 9 News.
Last hour, we spoke with Kevin Vaughn, who's also covered this story extensively. He says it's not likely Beth's case will ever be solved unless some other evidence is uncovered, like her body, or someone comes forward all these years later. If you want more information or to watch the story again or any of our unsolved stories, you can find it now on our website at 9news.com.